Welcome back, everyone. This is MandoAllDay, back with another video. And in this video, I'll be doing an overview of Armored Batman. This is from the Kingdom Come storyline. I'll be talking about the figure itself in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to our support channel to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at front of the box. This side. The back, which I really like this art. The other side. Top. And a bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at the figure outside the box. As always, we do come with the card. This is the front of the card looks like. The back of the card. Alright, it comes with no accessories, but it does come with these cool little wings where you can actually attach onto the Batman. The Armored Batman, I should say. There's two of them, and it's pretty much straightforward. All you do is just grab the figure, see the little things right here, and all you do is just clip them on. Then I'll show you guys how it looks like at the end with the fully expanded wings and so forth. Alright? And of course, it comes with a regular stand. Now, let's take a look at this Batman Armored, because a lot of people have been wanting this particular figure for this particular story. And you know what? This story is fantastic. And I gotta say, I like the head sculpture. The head sculpture is, of course, from the Kingdom Come. Alex Ross's art is fantastic in it. And I think McFarlane nailed the look of it. It looks really good. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm a sucker for white eyes. This one has white eyes. I dig it. The face paint is very good, very clean looking. Got a little bit of chin on there too. The painted lips. Head articulation is a downside though. I will say that right now. So left to right, there really isn't a lot unless you kind of stick the head forward a little bit, like so. But that looks kind of odd anyways. Then you get more articulation. But of course, we all want it kind of like in the back because it looks better, it looks cleaner. So articulation on the left, right, very limited because of this. But up, down, it's okay. Not the greatest, but it'll do the job. But the sculpture design is very, very good. And I really dig it. Again, it looks like the Kingdom Come one. That's how it looks like. And I think McFarlane did a really good job with it. It does have that, I don't want to say too much of a glossy, but it does have like a shine black to it, which it looks good. Don't get me wrong. I like the look of it, the black gloss. I like it. But there is a downside to it. And I'll show you guys in a bit. But nonetheless, so what do I think about the head sculpture? I think the head sculpture looks good, very clean. The face paint looks good. The sculpture design is good. Articulation is limited though. That is unfortunate, but it is what it is. Shoulder articulation, it's good. There is no bicep articulation. I don't see any bicep. I think there's maybe wrist here, but I don't want to break it. But I think there could be articulation here, but there is no bicep usually. Elbow articulation, good. Wrist, it's a little stiff right now, but it's good. And torso, of course, is going to be pretty good so far. I mean, forward, pretty good. The back, you can't because it's hitting there. So in terms of the articulation of the arms, it's good. I'm not too sure about the bicep. I think you can articulate in terms of swivel it from the elbow, but I don't want to risk because I don't want to break it. And of course, torso, like I mentioned, articulation is good from the front but not the back. But of course, we got this figure because of the sculpture design. And I think this looks really, 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 really good, man. I really dig the sculpture design. You got the huge big gauntlets on there. You got, of course, the armor on here too. You can see that supposedly bicep on there. Then you got this more sculpture design right here underneath. Looks really, really, really cool. They both have closed fists, which I wish I had open hand. You can actually put the hands here, but it is what it is so. But it looks really, 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 really good. The black on here, it's almost like a matte black. Not as shiny as a head, but a little bit of matte black on there. It looks really good. Then you got here on the belt on here. Very good, very subtle. Again, that's how it looks like in the comics, which I really dig it. But of course, the main thing that people want to look at is going to be the wings itself. And the wings look good. The whole thing looks really good. I like the paint on. The paint on this, the sculpture design, looks really good. It has that look of like stainless steel, but it's actually not, of course, because it's plastic. But it gives it the illusion of stainless steel, which is really tripping me out because when you look at it, from a distance, you'd be like, oh, wow, it's like really stainless steel. But it's actually not. It's just plastic. But the paint job makes it look like it's stainless steel, which is tripping me out. There is a bit of a drawback, though. And I don't think you can remove it because I try to look into it, but I don't think you can remove it. But unfortunately, mine, Mine did come with not the greatest paint, and I'll show you right there. So you can see that right there. It's unfortunate. I was, took it out the box and I was looking at it, kind of see if can remove this portion, but as you can see right there, the color's not that great. The paint job is just pretty horrendous, and the fact that this is more of like a black on there and having that paint white, it just looks really, really bad. I don't know if I might report it to McFarlane. Maybe they might do something, but it is what it is, though. It's unfortunate. So if you get this figure, be careful. Make sure you look here. Hopefully yours isn't as mine, but nonetheless, so really cool looking figure. And what do I give this figure in terms of the upper body? I dig it, man. I really dig it. It has a look of the Armored One from the Kingdom Come. The paint job similar to the comic as well too, and you got the whole futuristic armor look to it. Here, the sides, underneath the chest, and of course the wings itself. The paint job, I'm telling you, the paint job is sculptured on this. It looks really, really good, man. So overall, upper body, I'm digging it. Leg articulation, front, forward, I don't really... Oof. This is very, very stiff. I know it does go out, but it's not moving. And I don't think this articulates forward and back. And I don't want to break it because I feel like I'm going to break it. But I don't think it moves forward and back. So, yeah, I don't want to break it. I don't think it moves forward and back. Knees, it's a little stiffer now. But I do articulate. Ankles, good. And, of course, toes, good. So, leg articulation, I don't know if it moves forward and back. Leave it in the comment section if you have this figure, if yours does move forward and back. Mine doesn't, and maybe it does, it's just mine's stiff. Or maybe just to the sides. But I'm thinking forward and back. Knees are good, it's just very stiff. And of course, ankles and toes are good. In terms of the leg articulation, very clean looking, very similar to the top, where you have this kind of like armor look to it. Also present on here on the legs. The paint job very similar. And the boots itself has this like shin guard. Very shiny and black. Similar to the helmet. Actually, I think it's more bright, more glossy on the shin guards on here. See that? And of course the feet itself. But the leg sculpture design, it's good, it's clean looking, can't really hate on it. Now, as I mentioned of the gloss, I like the gloss. I think the gloss looks very good when it's clean. Keyword, when it's clean. But when you're touching on it, you get a lot of fingerprints on it. That's why I'm not a really big fan of gloss, because you can literally, and you can get fingerprints on it. It's like ridiculous, like right there. See that? I don't know if my camera can pick it up. I'll put my fingerprint there, and boom, fingerprint. That is the downside of glossy black, is just the fingerprint. It's a really fingerprint magnet, so it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, of course, you came to see how this looks all fully open, and again, this is very clip-on. You just put a little pressure, boom, and the bottom, if I can do it here, boom, just like so. And I'll do the other side as well too, so you guys can see how he looks fully. There you go. So this is how he looks like with the fully armor piece. Looks really, the armor piece, the wings on there, very, very cool looking. And like I said, fingerprint magnet. Look at this. Just look at all that. That's the only downside of glossy black. Again, from a distance, glossy black looks amazing, but when you look up close and you have a light on it, yeah, you can see all the fingerprints on there. I'll show you guys from the back. Again, it's a cool looking thing. I like this. I like this whole thing. It looks really cool. But like I said, the fingerprints on the gloss black is kind of a downside. And just showing you how you guys can play around with it. I don't know how you guys want to do it. Right? I'm just showing you guys here kind of like the things you can do with it in terms of this whole wings on there. See that? Alright, so of course the main question is this worth your purchase? Should you go out and get this figure? Personally, I would say yeah. I think this is a cool looking Batman, man. Regardless of the issues in terms of the paint, and it could be just mine. It could be mine that maybe my legs was very stiff in terms of the joint, so I can't move it front and back. It could be mine, but as of right now, I can't move it. And in terms of limited articulation on the head and the gloss black, which looks cool, but fingerprint magnet, I still like this figure, man. I really dig this figure. Of course, this is Alex Ross inspired. This is from the Kingdom Come story. And if they made Batman, where's Superman? Where's Wonder Woman? Where's Black Adam? Where's Shazam? But again, that's a whole different subject, a different conversation. But at the end of the day, though, what do I think about this figure? Personally, I'm going to give it a thumbs up easily for me. Even though it has issues, even though the whole glossy black is cool, but it can get a lot of fingerprints, even though articulation is limited here and there in terms of the head and legs, I still like this figure. The paint job is good. The armor looks good. Similar to the Alex Ross costume or from the story, it all looks really, really good. And for what you're getting is a classic looking Batman figure from the comics, and McFarlane able to nail it. Good size with the bat wings as well too, and you can remove them. I think this is a really good deal, and for $20, you can get a cool looking, classic looking Batman figure with expanded wings, make it look even badass. What else can you ask for? So overall, though, what do I give it? Thumbs up for me. Even for $20, I think that's a good deal for $20. Of course, if you get it for $15, even better. But for $20 for this figure, definitely a thumbs up for me. Here is the Batman Hush one, and of course, the Batman Armored from the Kingdom Come story. Just showing you how they look side by side. And really cool looking, classic looking Batman figure. But come on. Kingdom Come, come on. Like, if you've not read the Kingdom Come story, you have to read it, man. The art itself is just worth the read just for the art. The story is good too. It's very interesting. I don't want to say too much because I'll spoil it. But the story is really good. But the art is just amazing. It is probably considered one of the best art in any comic book, and I concur 100%. But nonetheless, so going off topic, nonetheless, so we have Batman Hush and Kingdom Come Batman. Here we have the Batman from the Three Jokers, the Amazon exclusive gold label, the Bat Family 5-pack, I believe, or 5-pack, and of course Kingdom Come Batman. Both look very good. I like the gold on here too, on the Batman. Looks really good. The blue looks good too, but that gold looks really, really nice. But just showing you how these two look side by side. Both classic colors and classic costumes. Here we have the Batman from the, I think, Dark Knight's Metal, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Dark Knight's Metal. And of course, Kingdom Come Batman. Really cool looking Batman figure. This is Rebirth slash Dark Knight's Metal Rebirth. I said Rebirth because it has a costume of Rebirth, but also has all the markings of the Dark Knight's Metal. But anyway, so just showing you how these two look side by side. Really cool looking Batman in terms of this one. But of course, Kingdom Come, it's a classic costume look. Here you go. Here is another amazing sculpture design and costume for Batman. This is the Injustice 2 Batman and of course Kingdom Come. Really underrated figure. A lot of people hate it. People say it's not the greatest in paint job. I can kind of agree with it because I feel like there's a lot more gray, and I think if this was like black, the thing would have been a lot better. But nonetheless, so it's a really good looking figure, regardless though. And even though it's just like two colors, or technically three with the gold, it still looks good though. But nonetheless, here we have both of them side by side. Here we have, I think, one of the greatest McFarlane figures that he's ever made in terms of Batman. We have the Dark Knight from the Arkham Knight video game wave, and of course, Batman Kingdom Come. Really good looking, but you can really tell in terms of which is a completely over the top armored Batman, and this is a supposedly armored, which it is, but supposedly armored Batman. Both look good, but again, it's just two different armor versions. One's more modern, one's more classic. But the question I have for you all, and I'll answer myself, which one I prefer? This particular armored Batman or this one? I'm going to go for the Arkham Knight. I'm sorry. I think that one looks really, really cool. Very menacing. Very military-ish. All the armor pieces. Don't get me wrong. I like it. I like this one. But I prefer this Arkham Knight Batman. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with this figure? Do you plan to purchase this figure? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. That includes an overview of the armored Batman from the Kingdom Come storyline. And on to the next one.